feels pretty peaceful now. That is something done. Because I think when you explain a little bit the context and the concept of the exhibition, I felt that there is this particular work which I do, which is kind of a core, a little bit of my broader works, and I still had access to them to bring it here and kind of build it a little bit in different arrangements, like not all the works at this same time, but it definitely starts with that house, which is my childhood house, where I grew up, and then goes somehow through this window to this other world, which is all around it. I will say so, yeah. Generally. I think if I put it a little bit in different parts, first is that because this is not like physically for me, I cannot get or recollect in real life the situation where I grew up, or my childhood, or my memory. It is interesting that how I can reconstruct the whole thing through my memory and make a reality out of it. So, for example, this reality is for me so much the same level real than everyday, like sitting here or something. It's almost if it's a parallel world, but for me it's interesting that it's personal because it is my memory. I don't know, if I ask my brother, it will be totally different. So even the format of the house or of the street or of the city or even the emotional memory is totally different than from another person next to me. But same time is not only my memory. It's like a whole generation, a whole society's memory. So these are these little parts which are interesting for me, and then somehow home for me means memory, more or less, because whatever I call it home, it should be in the past, even if it's 1 second ago. So, that's why stronger I can build that up, more safe the home for me is, more or less. And you can have it everywhere where you go. So, yeah, that was, maybe I was too fast, but yeah, that's what that means for me, actually. I cannot say sweet or bitter. It's like, now it became like a concept. Of course, in that time, there's bitter and sweet, but after the 30 years passes, it becomes more like a concept. I don't think there's too much sweet or bitter anymore. It's more like a projection space somehow, which in some cases I invent, more or less, because who knows what it was really. If someone tells me it never happened, it's your fantasy, I will maybe believe it. So that's how far I can push it. This, for example, if we look here, the particular ones, most of them here start from my collected images, sources, like photos, and and some other, I don't know, paper prints or like just an empty sheet of paper. And then I tried to do a collage, build it together, like a composition. And in one sense, it is like building a composition. The other is that you build a new reality for this part. So you, again, trying to make sense of this past, which is kind of your new home. So, and then when the paper works somehow, I don't know, if I feel like this is good, then we do this silk screen process, which are two from different sheets. So it's like 5-6 different colors printed over each other. It is like a collage too, so we bring that up. And then I do it on this one's particular on the aluminum plate, which for me was important too because it was a little bit more close to the kind of iconic painting. So like it was a heart, not a canvas. So you can really build it's more like symbolical work than like being outside painting something or someone. So, and then I start painting on it because for me it's really difficult to paint on the empty canvas, or there has to be happen something before. And somehow then I feel really safe to engage. So even if everything disappears, whatever I did it before. Or then I put more layers on it, or some I take it away. So technically speaking, it's like that a little bit. By the colors too, it's a lot, for example, that is not really, it is pretty much, how you say it, instinctive. So it is not really, I think through it. It's totally natural. It comes to me, this color, and I get obsessed in this situation with this color, and then I work. So it is more emotional memory than, or like in the moment where I am. It is mostly, I find sometimes when I look at it like from outside, it's that you can have the sensitivity but the intensity at the same time. So this is it's almost like a fragile thing, but on the edge of starting screaming or something. So I don't know. That's why the colors are so, I guess. And I don't know, I have a history of working with the colors. Even in the schools when I did, we had like 3 months only blue, and then 3 months only pink, and then total different study. So it is for me really important. It is kind of natural. I cannot even say important. It's like so close. I couldn't paint like in gray tonalities or something. Oh. I think I said a lot for that, yeah. I will say you should take a time and walk through the show and absorb so much you can and enjoy this beautiful show, yeah. Thank you.